Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Williams Wrestling Rewind here. I'm going to try to make this video short and sweet, but I don't think short is going to apply to this video that I'm doing. And if you can see the head title, it's WWE versus TKO / ESPN. I'm just going to come out straight for it and say I don't like the ESPN deal. I hate the ESPN deal. I loved the WWE network. That was so much better. It was just one place for all wrestling, and it was $9.99 a month. You couldn't beat that. Now you need before you need a Peacock. Now you need ESPN, Netflix. What next? Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus. They won't go HBO Max because AEW has HBO Max. So if you're a WWE fan, you can save a little from HBO. But Paramount, whatever else, Hulu, Disney Plus, yeah, Disney Plus, give me a break. So we've heard a lot of things between ESPN and TKO and WWE and everything. We're just going to start with the WrestleMania 44 location. Nick Khan commented a couple days ago when they were having a press conference somewhere, and they're like, "We got something special for location for WrestleMania 44." Really, where? I hope it's London, but I don't think it's going to be in the London. And that's going to make a lot of UK people mad over there because they're going to do Saudi Arabia next year at 43, which is going to be a train wreck for everything, all from start to finish, all the way across the board. It's going to be just like how the Royal Rumble is last year. They waited about 2 weeks before they announced matches, and before Cody Rhodes was the first one to, oh yeah, I'm gonna declare for the Royal Rumble. We're 2 weeks away from the Rumble. What do you think WrestleMania is going to be next year? A complete disaster, and I'm gonna laugh every step of the way about it. So WrestleMania 44, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tennessee. It's going to be in Nashville, the new stadium that Titans are building. That's where that's going to go. Is it going to be good there? Sure. At least it's different than Vegas. And Nick Khan said that it was his idea that to do WrestleMania in Vegas for the second year, and higher ticket prices, higher everything. Fans didn't want to come. I don't blame them. I didn't want to go either. As soon as they announced WrestleMania 42 in Vegas, I'm like, everything is going to go up by 3 to 4 times. And it did. And it was just a mess then. And then to Nick Khan, he's like, yeah, that was my idea. Oh, that was your idea, all right. And I feel like between Khan and Triple H, they hate criticism. They're not a criticism people, but yet they say, oh, we don't listen to the WWE fans or the IWC or any fans online. We don't go online at all. Bullshit. They have about 20 burners each. They're on there scrolling, see what people are saying. If they didn't care what people are saying, they wouldn't talk about it. They care what we have to say. We pay them to be in charge. Without us, there is no WWE. And that's a fact. So a fan told Nick Khan during the press conference, he's like, yeah, the prices for WWE events and WrestleMania this year, they were high. And Nick Khan, like a complete jabroni, he turned around, told the fan, he's like, ticket prices, you haven't seen nothing yet. He's like, we're gonna raise ticket prices even higher. Sure, raise ticket price out. The only thing they're doing by raising ticket prices even higher is they're just eliminating the true wrestling fans like you and me and everything else, and just that in general. The diehards that are doing it, you got your basic ones, like they got money to spend. They don't care how much. They'll go. Do they know wrestling? They probably don't know a lick about wrestling, but they'll go anyway. Gives them something to do. I saw this one YouTube short about close to a month ago, and the one guy, I forget his YouTube name, but he hit the nail on the head. Back in the when wrestling first started in the 60s, 50s, there wasn't a lot of people going to wrestling then. But the more it got a little popular, it wasn't for everybody. It was for the husbands and the wives. And if you Google or look up how wrestling was then, and just look at people in the audience, it was totally different. It was the men in nice suits, very nice clothes, the women in nice dresses, just as something to get out and do. And then it kind of shifted a little going into the 80s. It was more going family friendly and everything. And it was parents were bringing their kids and they were bringing their relatives and everybody else. Hey, we went to a Royal Rumble. Next time they're in town or something, hey, you got to check this out. It was very more family friendly and oriented. And Vince saw that. And yeah, even though Vince, he had his demons and he had his skeletons in the closet and everything, he made sure it was family friendly and everything. Yeah, we could charge a little more for this, but he wasn't robbing people at prices of $46,000 for elite VIP, and it was complete nothing. One person said he got the elite VIP for WrestleMania 42, and he's like, that was the worst mistake he ever did. He did a YouTube video of it. I saw that. I'm like, wow, I'm not surprised. Everything was just so rushed. So it was like boom, boom, boom. They had no time to really breathe. I'm not surprised about any of that stuff. Peacock deal. I loved when they were on Peacock. A lot of people didn't like when they were on Peacock. It was just so much better. Everything was there. The pay-per-views were there, the Raws, the SmackDowns, NXTs. Anytime there was an event, just go to Peacock. It wasn't bad in price. I mean, it wasn't nothing is like or will be like the WWE Network. And then once the Peacock deal ran out, they went to ESPN. Lovely ESPN. Great. They hit that deal at about, it's a 5-year deal, and the deal is $1.6 billion. 5-year agreement worth approximately $325 million yearly. And they'll probably give them maybe the 6th year as an option. That I don't know. The reason why, even before they were on ESPN and the whole deal, and before they were at Peacock, and even before they had the network, I hated sports coverage in general, covering WWE. I've always hated it, and I still hate it to this day, because when usually it wasn't popular for ESPN or SportsCenter or any of the other major sports channels to cover wrestling. The only time they would briefly, and I say very briefly, cover that is leading up to WrestleMania, and that was it. Now they have to, because they have the ESPN deal. So it's more of a chore for them. They don't want to do it. People like, leading up to WrestleMania this year, oh, Charlotte's on there, Danhausen, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, etc., etc. That's great. They were on Get Up, First Take, Pat McAfee, some of the Sports Center, some of the other ones. Okay, that's great. Add up all that time, and it's a little over an hour for everything. Pathetic. I hate it. It's so much of a chore, and they hate covering wrestling on there. Look how long they talk about any of the others. Yeah, I understand it's a sports station, everything. That's their thing for sports. But the wrestling, it's okay, we'll cover wrestling and then 5 minutes, barely that, boom, done. Next. I don't watch it. I watch the highlights. If somebody's good on there, I'll watch it on YouTube. I can't sit there and watch a Get Up First Take because the people who they have on there, they're a bunch of fucking clowns. Like one, like almost a month ago, Seth Rollins, he was on Good Morning Football. I forget the person who was on there with Seth Rollins, but basically he was just like bashing Seth Rollins and everything. It's like, oh, football players can step right into a wrestling ring and everything. Really now? I don't think so. I call BS on that, which they totally can't. It's football players train from middle of the summer all the way through regular season, playoffs, Super Bowl. Then from February until like April, Mayish, they got off. So wrestling's 365 days a year, 12 months out of the year. They don't have an off time. And what does Seth Rollins do? He just got up, took his microphone off, and walked away. And I applaud Seth Rollins for that. Even though I'm not one of the biggest Seth Rollins fan, I like his work, and I respect the hell out of Seth Rollins for what he does in the ring, and when he goes on interviews, he knows how to act very professional about it. It's just, yeah, I can't wait till this deal is over with ESPN to them to get out of it. I feel like it's more of a hinder and it's more of a hard job to cover wrestling. They can say, oh yeah, we cover this wrestling, we have this. Sure, whatever. It's like pulling teeth for them trying to cover wrestling more than 10 minutes on there. It's nope, want to get it done, on to the next thing, talk football, talk hockey, talk baseball, and just drag that out completely that really nobody cares about. And it's like the Pat McAfee stuff when I'd watch his show a little bit just in the beginning, just see what he talks about upcoming for the WrestleMania when he took the WWE title from Cody and all that. Yeah, I'd watch it, but it's like you look there in the comments, a lot of fans, they're like boring, don't care, when's it over? It's like Pat McAfee's there for sports. He's not there for wrestling. Is he a fan? Yes. A lot of sports fans, music artists, actors, actresses, they're wrestling fans. But that's it. Do they love it? Yes. Do they want to talk about it? Not really. But it is what it is. Now let's really get into brass tacks here. Oh, TKO. Where do I begin with TKO? Oh boy. This is going to be a long one here. So all those releases, those 24 releases that happened the Friday after WrestleMania, and the 4 releases that happened last weekend, was that for a reason? Absolutely, it was for a reason. Because coincidentally, when the 24 people got released, the male and female superstars, a couple days later, guess who signed a new contract with WWE? Paul Levesque, Triple H. He got a nice 3-year extension, and he got more money for that. So they had to wait to pay him to release the superstars so he could get more money. Other fans don't believe it. They don't look into it as much. I see right through all that stuff and all that pretty much BS going on with TKO and WWE. He got more money for doing God knows what. His creative is complete garbage. Just I wish Dan Housen would just curse everybody in creative and just curse Triple H. That would probably start to make it better. I mean, there's no hope for SmackDown, even though SmackDown's going back for 2 hours. There's no hope with that at all. That's dead and buried. That's You can't even say that's on Life Alert. That's well past that at this point. It's well gone. Triple H got more money, so we'll see. We'll see where that goes. It's not gonna go nowhere anytime fast. And all the people behind TKO, Area Manuel, TKO CEO, chairman, these numbers will really get flabbergast people. Area Manuel, CEO of TKO. In 2024, he was making $18 million a year. That's a lot for a regular working person like you and myself. That's a lot of money. 2025, he made $67 million a year in 2025. That went up 272% of 2024. Mark Shapiro, clown number 2. 2024, he made $32 million. In 2025, that went up to $43 million. That went up 33%. WWE President Nick Clown. Nick Clown. That's exactly what he is, a clown. Nick Khan. 2024, he made $6 million. 2025, he made $24 million. Went up 304%. Wonderful. Give him more money to do what? Is he a smart person? Yes, he is. I give him that. Is he robbing fans of money and wants to make the almighty dollar? Yes, he does. But besides him being a smart man, everything else, I don't give him nothing. Not at all. He sees it his way. He doesn't care, and that's about it. TKO CFO Andrew Schindler. In 2024, he made $8 million. In 2025, he made $23 million. That went up by 198%. Plus, all these guys have bonuses and everything else, so they're making money hand over fist to spite themselves. But I found out yesterday and a lot today from reading online and just certain guys I watch on that cover wrestling that TKO wants to restructure the talent's contracts. And if you're not a high talent like a Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, probably Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley, your contracts are probably fine. But if you're anybody lower, I'd be worried about your contract because they're renegotiating talent's contracts by whatever you're getting paid. Say if you're on a 3-year contract and you're getting $2 million. Well, TKO is gonna look at you, be like, "Hey, we want to restructure your contract." Oh, they want to restructure your contract, all right, by 50%. So in a year, if you're making $1 million and they want to restructure that for less than 50%, guess what? You're making $500,000. And that's exactly what happened in New Day. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston got released last weekend. And I didn't know, they signed new deals last year. So their current deal was a 5-year contract. And both Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston was making over 7 figures a year. So that would have carried them all the way to 2030. And a lot of wrestling fans thought that they were going to be lifers in WWE. But TKO saw that. It's like, let's restructure your deal. One year into the deal, let's restructure it. And both sides did not agree. TKO's like, we want to cut whatever you're making a year, we want to cut that in half by 50%. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston said, no, thank you. Give us our releases. And that's exactly what they did. And they will be totally fine for work. They're going to get paid for what they are. and they will be going to AEW, guaranteed. The matches are there, completely endless with everything, and that's what's gonna. We haven't seen the last of these cuts or negotiating contract deals and everything. It's going to be fun for the next year or so. WWE is in a world of hurt with this. They're excuse the expression here. They're in shit's creek without a paddle. They're drowning fast between ticket prices, TKO. There's no good way of saying it here. TKO is killing the fucking company. It's the only thing they care about is the money, how much we could charge on stuff. They look at dollar signs, who's getting over, who's this, who's making them the most money. If you're sitting in the back, you haven't been used in 4 to 6 months, I'd be scared to death if I was that talent. Because guess what? They'll either want to restructure your contract or you're on the outs. And that's what it is. And I just read this afternoon that I don't know how true it is, that TKO wants to restructure certain superstars' contracts, and they have 2 days to do it. And if the certain talents don't do it, hey, there's the door. I don't know how true it is. I'm going to wait for other reliable sources that I hear, and we'll go on from there. It's just a complete whirlwind and everything. I don't like any of this. I covered Triple H and his 3-year deal. Does WWE have control of creative? They have creative, but people get this misconception of, oh, well, TKO is in charge of creative. TKO is in charge of the creative, but they're not sitting in the meetings and in the back rooms with Triple H and Bruce Pritchard and Michael Hayes and Bobby Roode and all those guys coming up with ideas and everything. No, it's Mark Shapiro or Ari Emanuel. If they're like, hey, we want Pat McAfee on here, guess what? Pat McAfee's going to be on SmackDown. As much as they don't like it, guess what? They're going to do it. Triple H and Nick Khan have bosses. Who are their bosses? Mark Shapiro and Ari Emanuel. That's who they. And when TK don't like something WWE does, TKO will let you know about it in a very big way. And it's funny, these people like, oh, well, don't blame Triple H. Bullshit, don't blame Triple H. Who's the one coming up with this? Who's the one signing off on this? All creative and everything goes through Triple H. He gets the blame. He's a big boy. When TKO tells Triple H to jump, you know his response is, how high? He has to listen. Even this 3-year deal, you think that secures him? That don't secure nothing with him. If they don't like what he's doing, and if he's not going to change it, guess where he's at? He's out that door. He's gonzos. The company is going to have a complete drastic downfall before they can come up again. And TKO is going to be the one to blame. Fans do not like TKO. They hate TKO. I hate TKO. I hate all the board members in TKO. It's just complete garbage. And there's one board member that didn't show up for any of the meetings last year, where they had 7 meetings, and it must have interfered with his schedule. Yeah, it must have interfered with his schedule. Sure, it did. Whatever. Mr. Dwayne was too busy shooting his terrible movies that he's doing. Give me a freaking break. That's the lead clown of the circus here for TKO. Just absolutely ridiculous he is. TKO holds over 51% of shares for WWE. So even if WWE wants to sell or do anything, they can't. TKO holds the majority of shares. Plus, TKO wants to get out of this. They're in a big hole of debts that they're trying to get out, but they're not having much luck. By the beginning of last year, TKO was a little over $3 billion in debt, a little more, maybe, give or take. That was on a good day. So last year till now, it's got much worse for TKO. TKO is over $4 billion in debt. That's $4 billion with a B in debt. They won't come out of it for a long time. They're going to come close. But when they come close, they'll be like, WWE's not working. We got to sell, which I hope they do sell WWE. Somebody buy WWE. And I thought I would never say this again, but everybody's like, oh, Vince is going to come back to the company. He still has legal issues in the courtroom. That's not going to be resolved till June, possibly the end of July at best. So if there's any hope or anything, maybe Vince. Do I want to see that? Honestly, no, I don't. But really, how I would do it is let Vince get all this stuff taken care of, whatever he has to do. Buy the company back. He has more money than God 5 times over. Money to him is no damn option. Let him buy the company back. Keep Triple H in charge of creative. And let Vince do everything that Nick Khan's doing. They could work, get sponsors, get everything for where they're going for WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, Raw, SmackDown, etc., etc. But the only thing with him is once he buys a company and he's in charge of all that, Vince McMahon is not in charge of creative. No more. That's the only thing. Will I see that happening with him? Absolutely not, because this is his baby. WWE was his baby for years upon years upon years, for decades. And that's all with that. Do I see that? I hope. I'm kind of hoping Shane buys it. I feel like Shane has a lot of money. Shane has very lot of money. Shane is very smart. He's thrifty. Shane helped several businesses over in China. They were about to go bankrupt. And what did Shane do? He brought them back to life. They're worth millions of dollars. Some businesses over in Japan, they're worth several $billion. And he owns a lot of that stuff over there. What they're doing is just, fans don't like it. Fans want no part of it. We got 2.5 hours of SmackDown. Yeah, 2.5. I wish 2.5 hours of SmackDown. I wish SmackDown was 1 hour, and that probably wouldn't even be good either. We got 2.5 hours of Raw. We got 3 hours of SmackDown, which it's flatline. There is no hope. There is nothing for SmackDown at all. Like I said earlier, it's going back to 2 hours. End of June, beginning of July. Not fast enough. That's not gonna help a damn thing. It's just it's gone. SmackDown is totally gone. They were getting rid of tag teams left and right. So somebody tweeted this a couple days ago. I had to screenshot it, and I forgot to talk about it when I did all the superstars that got released video. So these are the remaining men's tag team. Okay, Alpha Academy with Otis and Tozawa. American Made. Really? American Made? Where have they been? Oh, they were on Raw last night under mask with OG El Grande Americano. What a waste of talent they are. Fraxium. Okay, Fraxium. I like Fraxium. Big Fraxium fan. Like them in NXT when they were up on SmackDown. Great. What are they doing now? They dusted them off until they go back on the shelf. MFTs. Oh, you're really going to resurrect the tag team division with the MFTs. Let me tell you, boy, that's going to really get it. That's really going to get it jumping. Street Profits. They decide to come back because Bianca Belair's expecting baby, and Montez Ford's like, shit, I got to go back to work. So Street Profits are on Raw. That boosts the Raw tag team up very little, half a point. Usos, Usos are always good. I like the Usos, very good. War Raiders. I haven't seen the War Raiders. Last time they had a match, I believe, was WrestleMania last year, where they lost the belts to New Day. Somebody was talking about that on their podcast. I'm like, really? That was the match at WrestleMania last year? I I totally forgot. If they didn't bring it up, I would have had no recollection of that match at all. Nothing. The Vision, tag team champions are Raw. Okay. Vision's cool. Austin Theory. Sure. Austin Theory. R-Truth and Damian Priest, tag team champions of SmackDown. Cool. Damian Priest is cool. R-Truth, like R-Truth, he's funny. Damian Priest has fallen from the graces completely. You would never believe 2 years ago he was world heavyweight champion. It's just where do you begin to study for that? I don't know. LWO. Okay. Sure. What have they been up to? Maybe AAA. I don't know. Los Americanos. You want to talk about two people that are just wasting their talent in Los Americanos. Excuse me, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, two talented people that just being wasted to death in this Los Americanos, El Grande Americano, just garbage. It just I don't understand it. It's Pete Dunne was just a monster in NXT UK, and then he went to NXT just a brute. Pete Dunne is just phenomenal. Tyler Bate is just remarkable. You put those two guys together in tag team, they should have been tag team champions. They should have had at least 4-month run, or at least a 2-time tag team champions with those guys. Like, it's like, how do you drop the ball in those guys? I don't understand it. And then you got Luis Garza, Angel, and Alberto. Like, okay, great. These guys spend more time down in AAA than they do on the main roster. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got 12 tag teams. Half of them are on SmackDown, half of them are on Raw. So you got between 6 to 7 on Raw and on SmackDown. There's no need for 2 sets of tag team titles. Get rid of both of them and just come up with a new one, or just drop the world tag team belts that Divisions has and just use the ones that R-Truth and Priest are using. Because let's be honest here, those are way better. You put a little blue in there, and it's almost like the late 80s, 90s WWE tag team belts were just beautiful. Those were the best sets of tag team belts. And then besides that was probably the Ruthless Aggression era with the WWE tag team belts, or the World Tag Team belts on Raw. Both of them, they were pretty good. But the old classic ones, they were my favorite. WWE don't have a tag team division anymore. It's completely dead. It's everything is just really just shit in the bed. I don't know. It's WWE needs a lot of help, and they don't know where to start. It's completely downhill, a dumpster fire, whatever you want to call it. It's there. And these PLEs are, oh god, these PLEs. People call them PLEs, Premier Live Event. I don't know what's so premier about them. There's nothing that's premier about this crap at all. I call them pay-per-views. I will always call them pay-per-views. That's what they are to me. That's what I grew up on. So before people were saying, oh, the first hour is on ESPN2 for Backlash. Well, they did that at WrestleMania. I'm like, well, I'm starting to see a trend here. I believe that's how it's going to go for the future. First hour on ESPN or ESPN2. And then after that, they're going to get you to ESPN. $30 a month. Boy, that's a tough one. People are crazy for that. I don't know. It's bad. It's something else. Backlash. I hope Backlash is going to be good. I don't know. We're going to do, me and my boys, we're going to do predictions on that in a video later on, going forward of all of our predictions and everything. It's just something else. They don't they don't know what they're doing. It's just it's a gigantic mess. And then just everybody's just reporting stuff about WWE, TKO. WWE was tasked with shedding millions in payroll over the past month. Yeah, because you want to cut talents' contracts, release them. The current talent that you have, you want to cut their deals so you could pay people like a Shapiro and Ari to give more money in their pockets, and Mr. Dwayne and Mr. Levesque too, that don't deserve a dime for what they're doing. Nothing. They get absolutely nothing. Uh, you get pay for versus performance. These guys don't see performance. They just see dollar signs. If you're not getting over, if you're not making good money for WWE and the company, they're going to release you. That's how it is. People had this thing about Jey Uso. Why is WWE pushing Jey Uso? I don't see nothing in Jey Uso. Why Jey Uso? Well, the smart wrestling fan understands it, but the common and brain dead wrestling fan doesn't understand it, which that's normal. WWE looks at you in one way. How can you make them money? And a lot of it. The reason why Jey Uso was featured, won the Royal Rumble. Well, not main event WrestleMania. He was the first match on WrestleMania. He defeated Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. Merchandise. He sold more merch in the first quarter of 2025 than probably anybody. All his Yeet shirts, Yeet hats. Just 1 week he'd have a white one, he had a blue one, he had a pink one. He'd had those foam Yeet hands and everything, Yeet necklaces, shorts, everything was Yeet with that guy. That's how they looked at him. And you think they're going to pass up a deal? Yeah, we're going to get Jey Uso on here so all the fans can Yeet and everything. Sure, Jey Uso is fun. Before it was either Yeet or no Yeet. I like Jey Uso. Yeet is fun. That's how they look at you. They want you to make them money. Just look at New Day. New Day made them a lot of money, and probably a lot is an understatement. That's what they do. If you can't perform how they want you to or make a lot of money for them, you're gone. That's how they look at you. It's a business. What is a business? What is a business involved? Money. What does a business want to do? Make money. If you're not making money for the business, they're going to hire somebody else that can. And if that person can make money for that business, you're going to stay a little longer. And you might get a little extra bonus, a little bit extra money. You keep making more money for them, they're going to give you a little bit more. That's how that works. But yeah, that's all my thoughts on horrible ESPN, and the bullshit of TKO. Lovely TKO people, just absolutely garbage all the way around. And here's just some other fun stuff. WWE cuts. They're just gonna, a lot of these cuts, they're gonna go to AEW, and Tony Khan, he's gonna pay them what they're really worth. I see that. It's gonna be funny to see how it is of all this stuff and what's going on with the whole. There's small rumors. I don't know if any of it's true. I haven't heard from any reliable sources or whatever. It's out there on wrestling news sites and X and Instagram and Facebook and all that jazz. That Roman Reigns and TKO, they're having disagreements and everything. I don't know if I believe that at all. They're cutting his dates and everything. They want him to work more. Okay, sure. Do we want Roman Reigns to work more? Absolutely, we want Roman Reigns to work more. Is he going to? Probably not. He's not going to work more. They want him to work more so they could pay him more, but they're like, well, let's see what we could do with you because we don't want to pay you 15 million a year and you're only working 10 dates. Yeah, the math ain't mathing with that. That's not there. Would I do it? Absolutely not. Hey, you want this? You got to exceed these dates. Maybe not every Monday, but out of a month, maybe twice leading up to SummerSlam. Hey, I want you on the Raw before SummerSlam, and maybe the Raw after, and the next one after that one. Okay, and then takes a little break at SummerSlam. Take September, October off. Maybe get him back for Survivor Series. Okay, if not, there's the Rumble. No big deal. Maybe a couple dates and maybe like the week before Thanksgiving or a couple and two in December or something like that. It's you're not going to get the guy to work over 100 dates. It's come on, you got to be kidding. Roman Reigns work more than 15 dates. That's completely laughable. And people like, oh, but he's not going to be part time anymore. He's going to be full time. Full time. As soon as he said that at WrestleMania, it was like, yeah, we gotta cut this part time crap out. I laughed so hard. I'm like, BS. No, he's not. And there's reports that, oh, they're taking he's not working June dates and everything. And people like, well, how about the full time? I'm like, I called it. I was the first one to call it then. I'm the first one calling it now. Even though if he works in June, guess what? He'll work May. He'll work some dates in April leading up to Mania, after Mania, whatever in June. Who cares? Because I don't. He'll work July. And guess what? He doesn't have to work August because SummerSlam, he's dropping that belt. He's gone. He's taking time off. And he said summer. So that's from Mayish to July. He's gone. And people think, oh, he's home to WrestleMania out there. He ain't holding shit to WrestleMania next year. He's dropping that belt to Obafemi come SummerSlam. He ain't holding nothing. We already had almost a 4-year reign, 1,300 days of him. We don't need nothing longer than a couple months. No, thank you. Don't want it. Don't need it. But besides that's my honest opinion of ESPN, TKO, all that fun stuff. It's just we hope it gets better, right? Us diehard wrestling fans, we hope it gets better, but we don't know if it is going to get better. But we will continue to watch, though. That's some people don't watch; they just listen to podcasts and YouTubers. Tell these guys, hey, we stopped watching, but we listen to you guys because you guys watch it and you guys keep us up to date, and they appreciate the hell out of it. Since we have YouTube and podcasts, guess what? That's our fun adventure is to watch it, even though how great it is at times, and even though how bad it is at times. We'll continue to watch it. Do we want to? Sometimes no, because it's like like SmackDown. Look at this garbage. We don't want to sit through 3 hours of that. But guess what? That's what we're gonna do. And if you have opinion or you want to voice something, put it out there. Let them know that, hey, I don't like this. I don't like that. Let your voice be heard in the wrestling community. It's 100% worth it. I hear that all the time, and people tell me that all the time. They're like, you got an opinion about wrestling? You don't like how it goes? Talk about it. Tweet about it. Let them know. They listen, and people like your higher ups, like your Triple H and your Nick Khans and everybody like that. Oh, we don't listen. Oh, they listen. They listen. For them to say that they don't listen, they're lying to you. They listen. Like Triple H hates criticism. He's terrible with criticism. He doesn't like when fans downbeat him and say, oh, we don't like this. Creative sucks. You think he likes that? He hates that. He hates all of that. He just wants fans to shut up, listen, and enjoy the product. Well, guess what? We'll watch the product, but we don't have to like it, and we're not going to shut up about it. We're going to give our honest opinion about it. That's how we feel as wrestling fans. So that's what I have. That's my take on ESPN and TKO and a little other stuff I covered in here. I hope all you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, X, and Kick. We're 1 follower and 1 subscriber. We do everything one at a time. Thank you very much. Take care, guys.